marched in bearing a steaming mug of tea and not one, but 2 biscuits. Oh my, things really were serious. The sooner you get up, the sooner you can get this day started. And the sooner I can come back to bed, I added hopefully. Oh, Angela, she said, sitting down on the edge of the bed and smoothing my messy hair down on the top of my head. Don't overreact. You're making it worse than it is. Everything is going to be fine. When has your mother ever steered you wrong? This didn't seem like a question that needed answering with a tremendous degree of honesty. Drink your tea, jump in the shower, and I'll have your breakfast waiting. Your dad is raring to go. Classic Dad, I replied as she walked around the bed and tore open all the curtains. This day was coming in whether I liked it or not. I don't know if I can do this. I should have known not to push my luck. The sympathetic lift of her eyebrows folded in on itself until it evolved into its final form. Annette Clark's trademark glare. I shrank back against the pillow. It worked when I threw a tantrum in Woolworths when I was 3, and it worked now. Angela Clark, I will not have this attitude, Mum declared from the doorway, hands on hips, frown on face. Downstairs in 10 minutes. Today is the big day. You need to be up and dressed before everyone gets here. Whatever you've convinced yourself of, things aren't going to go better with you in your bed, are they? With one last forceful look, she closed the door and left me alone. I might have left home when I was 18, but I would know the sound of Mum's purposeful march down the stairs anywhere with my eyes closed. And I also knew when she was right. Stretching my legs, I pushed away my blankets and felt for the floor with my toes. It was all going to be fine, Mum said. I put one foot on the floor, followed by the other. There, I was officially standing. The day had officially started. All I had to do was get up, get dressed, and meet the day head on. No turning back now. Chapter 1. 1 year earlier. I am a woman who has it all, I said quietly, staring at my own face reflected back in the screen of my iPhone. I am a woman who owns her power. The version of me looking back rolled her eyes, but I went on regardless. I am strong, vital, and beautiful. And tired, emotional, and according to the tag in the front of my pants, wearing my knickers back to front. Although they were clean, so at least there was that. The affirmations were my best friend Jenny's idea. Apparently, if I said them out loud every day, they would all come true. The more I heard myself say these things, the more I would believe them, and then the whole world would believe them too. In theory. But the more I stared at my pale complexion and red-rimmed eyes, I couldn't help but think a nice, uninterrupted 18-hour nap would be more effective. Also, I wasn't entirely sure I was supposed to be reciting them on the toilet at work, but I was fairly sure this was the first time I'd been entirely alone since I'd given birth 10.5 months ago. I took a deep breath and refocused. My attention span was something else that needed some work, along with my short-term memory and my pelvic floor muscles. There is nothing I cannot accomplish when I put my trust in the universe, I said, breathing out. Jenny said the affirmations would open up my subconscious and allow me to contact my inner goddess, the divine feminine energy. But so far, mine was nowhere to be seen. Probably out dicking around with all the other inner goddesses who hadn't got up 5 times in the night with a teething baby. Lifting the phone a little to improve the angle of my selfie, I really looked at myself. Jenny said you had to look yourself in the eye when you were doing it, and I didn't have a mirror on me. Maybe there was something in these affirmations after all. Sleep deprivation didn't do much for a girl's dark circles, but my cheekbones looked killer. I tapped the photo editing app Jenny had also installed on my phone and swiped through until I found my favourite filter, trying to snap a picture to send to Alex, because nothing says I love you like a selfie taken on the toilet. Hello? 3 raps on the cubicle door and I jumped out of my skin. My phone slipped out of my hand, fell between my knees, and plopped directly in the toilet bowl. "Excuse me, do you have any toilet paper in there?"